Okay? And at that moment, I knew my life had changed forever. Hello, how you doing? Yes. Can we all just stand up really quick because we've been sitting for a minute? Can we all stand up, move our legs around? I am Tina.
Meet Tina, Starztina Wilson, a beacon of hope and transformation for women over 40. As a licensed life and health coach, Tina specializes in empowering those who have faced life's toughest challenges.
The edge of their seat. So when someone says, Tina, how did you do? I'm going to say, I had it at the edge of their seat.
Drawing from her personal triumphs over tragedy, Tina guides women on a transformative journey. Her unique approach is grounded in the 5 pillars of transformation: mindset, heart set, nutrition, fitness, and resilience. Tina's mind, body, and soul awakening program isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Through her online fitness boutique studio, she merges physical well-being with emotional growth. As an international motivational speaker, Tina's voice resonates across continents. She inspires and educates through her podcast, her dynamic presence on platforms like Clubhouse and Toastmasters International, and her compelling storytelling. Celebrating her latest achievement, the publication of her first book, No More Traumedy, Tina continues to leave a lasting mark in the art of transformation.
I said I need to make a book for anyone who's had some type of trauma or tragedy, because there's no playlist. People don't like to talk about it. Remember, I was with my coach and I'm like, well, this person's got a cool thing. They do motivation. They do finances. I talk about traumedies. That's not cute. He's like, Tina, you make traumedies look good.
Yeah. Starztina Wilson, transforming lives by overcoming one traumedy.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, and also you. I don't know where you are, but good morning. I am Starztina, your host of the morning show, the Starztina 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. So when you come through here, you're going to get motivated. I'm here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern. And as I said, the motivation is super important, right? I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm like, I need a little extra motivation. And motivation is something that comes from outside, right? And I'm going to give you a quick tip, some things that keep me motivated. First of all, let me just say music, okay? Music just gives me so much energy. And this morning, I don't know what time it was, but Tuesdays and Thursdays are our spin classes. And I love spin. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just work on a new playlist. And I kind of got stuck on Instagram last night on Tina Knowles' page. And I'm just like a Beyoncé fan all over again. So today's playlist was all about the B and the J, the Carters. And it was like motivation. So you have to find out what it is that can motivate you. What is your trigger to get you excited? What is your trigger to get you motivated? Because in life, people, I hate to say this, but you're going to be sad. You're going to be mad. You're going to be angry. There's going to be something that happens to bring your energy down, to bring you low. So you have to find something that can snap you out of it. And maybe you have certain playlists. I did this exercise once where I had a playlist and I played different songs, and it literally changed the energy. It changes how you feel. Because if you have a song and it brings you back to a memory of when you were a child or when you were younger or when you were in love, it's like, hey, I feel good. And then you may have another song that makes you feel kind of sad. So it's important that you're motivated, because first of all, it looks good, it feels good, right? But that motivation doesn't last all the time. I'm here with you. You're like, yes, Tina's here. She's going to make me smile. She's going to feel good. But the motivation doesn't last. And that's when you have to really look within. That inspiration, friends. And inspiration is that thing that makes you go, oh, yeah. Yeah, that is what the inspiration does. And inspiration can be something as little as wanting to spend your time out in nature. Your inspiration, yesterday I was in the car and I just felt so grateful. And I was thinking about God, how wonderful He is, and all the wonderful places in the world, right? Like, I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I've always wanted to go. If you've ever been to Bermuda, if you've ever been to Jamaica, if you've been to mountains or to the beach, right? That's just God showing off. And I was in the car and I was like, I just want to get outside. I want to be inspired, put my feet in the grass and like wiggle my toes around. It's an amazing feeling. So you have to think of things that keep you inspired. Nature can be inspiring and motivating. And yesterday was Earth Day, if you did not know, but why celebrate Earth Day on one day, right? Let's do it every single day. So when it comes to that inspiration, figure out what it is. It could be a loved one who passed away. It could be your future, right? We definitely want to stay present in the everyday of where we are, of what we're doing, because when you're present, it feels good, right? It's like, I'm here, unless you're stuck in traffic. But anyway, the inspiration is important because that's what's going to get you up in the morning. I don't know about you. I rarely have trouble waking up in the morning, even when I don't sleep. It's like I could go to bed super early or super late. And when that 4 or 5 o'clock comes, my body's like, bing, 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 get up, get up, get up. Because what's inspiring me, right? And what's inspiring me is my future. And I was thinking about my life and where I am. And I realized that I've been like this my entire life. And I think the reason is because if I actually thought of what my life looked like at that moment in time, I probably would not push. I wouldn't get out of bed. I wouldn't work harder. Like I remember when I was younger, this is when I was probably in high school, I don't know. And we didn't have water in the house. Has anyone who's watching this ever, been in a situation where you couldn't afford the water in your house? Where we were, we couldn't afford water. We didn't have water. So I remember it was about to be turned off, and my grandmother or aunt, they were like, fill up all the buckets, fill up all the pots, fill up the tub. And like, I can't imagine what they must have felt, or like, when was the water going to be turned on again? I don't even remember that. But I do remember I had to wash my hair. And I might have been washing my hair while the water got turned off, because I'm wondering why I would do this. But anyway, you know how they have gutters outside the house, right? I remember it was raining outside, and I remember standing under the gutter washing my hair, right? And these terrible things that happened when I was younger, I wasn't like in a pity party, like, oh my gosh, my life sucks. It was kind of like, cool. I made a party out of it. I was like, hey, I'm outside washing my hair under a gutter. But if you think about it, what about that person who lives somewhere and they don't even have water? Or, that person doesn't even have a home. They don't have a house. They don't have a roof. They've got like sticks, right? My daughter went, I forget where she was, and they were like living in the woods. It was beautiful. But, the bathroom was outside, and we take a lot of things for granted. So you have to figure out what inspires you. I know I'm still talking about the title of the show, but it is what it is, okay? You have to figure out what inspires me. For me, it was my future. Like, yesterday I was driving to pick my sister up from the airport, and in Houston, the airport, like when you're driving, the planes are literally like right here in front of you, like bling. And as I was driving, I saw a United plane. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Then I saw something else, I can't remember. Then there was a plane that said Mesa. I was like, I'm going to wait till that plane says Starztina one day, right? My dreams are so big. That's what pushes me. That's what motivates me to get up. That lets me say, okay, Tina, let's get this together. So you got to figure out what it is that inspires you. And maybe you're like, I don't know what inspires me, Tina. Well, think about your why, right? What is it that you want? Why do you want it, right? Why do I want to be healthy? Why do I want to be fit? Why do I teach fitness classes? Why do I do this show here, right? And I think about my future granddaughter, my future grandson, whatever it is, I don't know. That inspires me to want to be great, to leave a legacy behind, right? So motivation, inspiration, and lastly, transformation. I don't know about you, but I'm always transforming. I'm always growing because I'm always learning, right? I'm surrounding myself with people that are going to uplift me. I purposely put myself in uncomfortable situations. Right? On the outside, you're like, wow, that girl is so confident. Wow, that girl, she does this. But inside, I'm like, oh my gosh, what's the worst thing that can happen? Right? So thank you for coming through to the 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation, where you get the motivation, inspiration, and transformation. And the way you do that, my friends, is by staying focused. Now, every day, I like to show a motivational video that helps you from the outside. My girl, Lisa Nichols, I'm doing her 8-week program. I cannot wait to meet her in June. With that being said, let's watch this video and then chat about it after. A little motivation. With that, Renee, you can hit it. Enjoy, peeps.
Visualization is a gift to your heart and your soul. It's a gift, because if the idea is the seed, visualization is the fertilizer. It's the fertilizer, because when your thoughts are connected with an emotion, see, you would visualize yourself winning, and you would feel all the emotion that came with that. And all you're doing now is you're not chasing a foreign emotion. You know the feeling. And now you're just doing what's necessary to get back to that feeling in real time. I love doing visualizations because, and it's real important in the visualization. You can't see it over there. You have to see it right here. You got to feel it right here. Like I am, it's all I am. I am in my dream home. I am in my dream relationship, and then unpack what that looks like. But most importantly, unpack what it feels like. And when you have that emotion in this moment, all of a sudden you stir up something that I don't think will ever go back to sleep. It'll go, okay, let's go get that. And what it really does is it sets up a state of cognitive dissonance. And cognitive dissonance is when you see something in your mind and you see yourself in a way that your behaviors are not currently leading to. And so your mind becomes disrupted and it goes, okay, can we get there? Well, your mind wants to literally be congruent. What it thinks is what you're doing. What it thinks is what you're doing. And so when you set up a constant, and abundant thinkers like you and I, we do it unconsciously. We're constantly keeping ourselves in a state of cognitive dissonance, meaning, okay, what else? And I'm seeing Lisa over there and I'm going, okay, let me go. While being grateful for my now. It's not in that I'm.
Excuse me. Sorry about that, family. Cognitive dissonance. Love that right there. The visualization. So I know we talk about this a lot, but it's very important to see yourself there. And maybe you can't do it on your own, right? Because to be honest, this past weekend, excuse me, this past weekend, Renee, you can write, God bless you on the bottom. This past weekend, I had the honor of going to two amazing events. I'm currently living in Texas. One of the events was in New York City. The other event was in Florida. The tickets for these events were not cheap. The flights for these events were not cheap. Now, lodging, I have peeps in Jersey, but I say that to say, when you're traveling, you have to you're not working. And when you're not working, you're not making money, right? So when we were planning these, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I get these ideas and that's what I'm doing. And I don't really think about it. I just kind of put it out there like I'm doing a book, really. I'm starting a business, right? And I guess it was last week I was talking to Renee and I'm like, how in the world am I going to do this? Like, it's going to be a lot with the travel, with this, with that. And when I was in it, I was like, whoa. And I just want to give a big, super big shout out to Renee. If you don't know who she is, she started out as a client and she just gradually moved herself into my heart. She just said, I'm getting in there, Tina, right? So she's my friend, supporting partner, all the things, producer of this show. And she had the faith. She had the visualization a little bit more than I did. And you need that in your life, that accountability person where it was like, we're going to do it. And I don't know if she knew it or if she didn't know it or if she was just faith in it, FAITH, faith in it, not faking it, faith in it's going to happen. And when I was at this event in Florida, I was like, I was meant to be here, the connections of people, not even that, but my mindset. And you have to put yourself in places, in situations that's going to make you grow, right? And I was saying before I went to someone, I was like, do you think I should go? Because I was like, I don't think I'm going to go. And this person said to me, you have to go put yourself in growth mindset, growth situations, right? And personal development events. That's what this was. That's all it was, right? And some people don't believe in it. They think, oh, it's woo-woo, oh, it's wah-wah. You're talking to someone, they're talking about this and talking about this. People, it is real. Just like God is real, all right? It is real. The energy, you feel it. These people talking. And then I'm listening and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm listening. I'm listening and I'm looking. And I'm like, there's no difference. The only difference is time, first of all. And I'm going to share something really quick that Myron Golden said. He was talking about money. He said, "Is 100,000? If you make $100,000, are you rich?" Right? And some people said yes, some people said no. And pretty much I was like, it depends on the person. Because to be honest, for me, you don't need money to be happy, but it does make things a lot better, right? And he says, if you make $100,000 in 1 year, that's cool. But what about if you made it in a day? What if you made it in a week? It just all depends. It's just timing. So making sure that you're being purposeful, being intentional with everything you're doing, and that visualization makes it happen. I cannot wait for my book to come. He wrote a book. It's called From Trash Man to Cash Man. And he said he didn't plan on, being this I was going to say superstar, but making all this money, and just the mindset. Like I hear people talk about it all the time, like flying commercial and flying private. And it's all about your standards, right? You have to know your worth. And sometimes we don't know our worth. There was a time in my life where I never imagined that I would be able to push through the pain. I was like, I'm going to be stuck here. And that was those negative stuff, right? And we tend to shrink ourselves and compare. Am I the only person who compares myself to other people sometimes? But talking to someone, Amelia Antonetti, she was like, you don't want to do that, because all you're doing is, it's your ego, right? You're looking at that person. And when you look at that person, you admire that person. But guess what? You're just looking at yourself. It's a mirror. It's always a mirror. Like right now I'm talking to you, but guess what? I'm talking to Tina. You are amazing. You are great, right? As Lisa was saying in that last video, the I am statements. So it's super important that you do those visualization exercises. Health and wellness. That's my jam. That's everything I do. And I noticed there's some people who are kind of lost. They don't know where they want to go. They don't know what they want to do. And you just have to just go back to the basics, right? And some people say, well, you have to do one thing. And one thing is cool, but for some people, there's more than one thing that you want to do. So you have to just follow your heart, right? And with that being said, we had our spin class this morning, and it's all about the fitness. For me, it starts with my grounding. What are you doing with that? The visualization can help you get there by, okay, what is it that I want? Let's make a plan. Let's make it happen, right? So with that being said, I really want you to focus on what it is that you want, what you need. Oh, we have a question of the day. Question of the day. The question of the day is, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? And we need to think super, super big. And when I mean big, this is what I always say, think of if you got something, if you only got half, are you still going to be motivated, right? What would you do? What would you shoot for if you knew you could not fail, right? Maybe it's to make a movie. Maybe it's to start a business. Maybe it's to have a thriving business. What is it that you would do? All right. Looking at these speakers, as I said, talking to them, there's really no difference. It's just figuring out what it is that you want and why you want it, right? And I know I see a lot of people who are broken, who are stressed, and just in this broken state of mind most of the time. And you have to put yourself in that high energy vibrations. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about vibrations and sound and how important that is, and just changing your state, right? Changing your state of mind, changing your state of your people. Something else that's stuck out for me is getting rid of toxic people in your life. And another thing they said is, sometimes we keep people, places, and things in our life way too long, right? Ladies, is there a guy that you're with right now, okay? And you're kind of looking at him like, I know I should have left. Sometimes we stay in relationships way too long, right? And life is too short. It's too short. You're not promised tomorrow. Get rid of the toxic people. And sometimes they don't even know they're toxic. It may be like a little bit of toxicity or whatever, but you got to get rid of it, because in order for you to rise up, you have to push through. I'm excited for today. I have so many things I want to follow up on. I want to take my notes. I want to do this. I want to do that. Today is Tuesday. What are you doing today to better yourself? What are you doing to better the world, to better the earth, all that great stuff? I would love to know. Tap in. And tomorrow is Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday. We love that there. What's coming up? We are in April. It was my mom's birthday. I get to breathe. For a bit until next month, right? I'm excited about that. I'm going to be putting together a workshop for next month, and I want to hear from you. What is it that you need and want? Mindset is my jam. I'm feeling really, really amazing on my health and wellness journey. So I may be talking about that when it comes to the workshop. And it's just, just to grow who you are, to make you feel better. I'm going to stop talking because I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I want you guys to have an amazing day. And as we close today, I want you to look in the mirror. I'm going to give you a little homework. Ready for this little homework? I want you to look in the mirror. And I want you to look past that view. I want you to look at that view that's bigger than you. I want you to think of that little girl. I want you to think of that little boy. And what is it that he wanted? What could you say to him right now? If you could talk to your younger self right now, what would you tell her or him? And I want you to forgive yourself for anything that you may have done that you're doubting yourself about, and just feel good and visualize it, see it, because what you see is reality. People, we just have to walk into our greatness. All right, can you do that? Can you walk into your greatness today? With that being said, I want you to remember one thing. That's it. Remember one thing. You are amazing. Peace. At the bottle of hair grease.